Well, good morning, everybody. Just give some of you a moment to join us, as it's just 9 o'clock and some of you need to hit that refresh button. But as always, it's wonderful to be with all of you. I appreciate each and every one of you who do come and join us and gather with us as this group to practice this loving kindness, to send out these feelings of well wishes to ourselves, to others, to the world. So many of you have been given some nice little comments and feedback and messages about how you feel after this, how you continue to work the loving kindness practice throughout your week, which I think is truly wonderful. And also how you've seen some or felt some energies shift within you. When you called some difficult people into your mind's eye, how you've noticed that the resistance maybe you were feeling against them. And that's wonderful that you're able to see these things, because it allows us to sort of let that baggage go, break down those walls so that we can move forward in our journey. But the loving kindness practice, it really frees us from the illusion of separation or separateness. It allows us the opportunity to see that there is a deep connection between all of us. And as you probably have seen as we go through the practice, it's a very systematic way that we move through a series of people, starting with ourselves, moving out to others, and finally the whole world. So there's a very systematic flow to the way the loving kindness practice is done and is structured. And that's to move us through to the deep into the heart of true connection to ourselves, which is very important, and true connection to others. The Buddha once described that this is the path which leads to liberation of the heart, which is love. So to put it another way, he says that love is liberation of the heart. Love is freedom of the heart. Because love itself doesn't ask, if the other person's worthy to give itself to. It just gives. And so with time and dedication to our practice, we are led to uncover that radiant and that joyful heart that is within each and every one of us. And so, it's there. Sometimes we've just built walls around it, and we've just sort of, set up these walls of protection because we've been open-hearted and we've been hurt or used. But now, through this practice, we begin to slowly take those down so the light of our unconditional, selfless, altruistic heart can begin to flow. We can radiate that out towards ourselves, which we need the self-love, and also towards others. And so we're led to connect and discover that selfless, altruistic love that is within us all, that actually is us all, for we all have come from that. Within the tradition that loving kindness springs from, it actually says that if we wish to be divine beings, if we truly want to, step into our true selves, that we must cultivate 4 qualities. These 4 qualities are known as the Brahma Viharas. Brahma meaning God or heavenly or divine, and Vihara meaning abodes or dwellings or houses. So the 4 qualities, the 4 Brahma Viharas, are known as the 4 houses or dwellings or abodes of God, or the 4 divine or heavenly dwellings. And these are the 4 things that if we can cultivate them, we will be living as truly spiritual beings. And the first one is love, which the loving kindness practice is helping us to cultivate. The second one is compassion, which the loving kindness practice also helps us to cultivate. The third one is something known as sympathetic joy. Sympathetic joy means we share in the joys of others. When something good happens for somebody, we are happy for them. We're not like, if something happens to, someone that we consider maybe our enemy or even a friend. Sometimes, something good happens to them and we get jealous, or, we're not really truly happy that they have that. And so sympathetic joy is the opposite of that. Sympathetic joy is we are happy for others' achievements and others' happinesses and others' blessings. And the fourth Brahmavihara is something known as equanimity. That means cultivating a balanced mind, seeing things clearly, noticing that there's, ups and downs in life, and, we have to just sort of ride those waves of life rather than attaching to the pleasurable moments and wanting to keep them forever and trying to have an aversion or running away from any of the unpleasant things in life. It's one that, is okay, with the rise and fall of life, because it understands that that's what life is all about. So we learn to ride those waves. So the 4 Brahma Viharas, or the 4 abodes of God, are those 4 qualities within us that if we cultivate them, we are, coming from our true, divine, godly nature. And the other thing is that the Buddha himself stated, if it wasn't possible to give up what is unwholesome, I wouldn't ask you to do it. If it wasn't possible to cultivate goodness, to cultivate love, to cultivate compassion, and think about these qualities all the time, I wouldn't ask you to do that. If it wasn't possible to become enlightened, fully awake, I wouldn't ask you to do that. It is possible. And the loving kindness practice, in the teaching itself, which is a short discourse, which maybe I'll share on here on this group next week, so you actually know where the teaching comes from. But at the very last statement, the Buddha says that anyone who can cultivate the ability to, radiate out these thoughts of may all beings be happy, healthy, and loved, and radiate boundless love towards all beings, anyone who could do that on like a regular 24/7 basis, they're living the divine life, and they will not come anymore to any womb. And that's what he ends. And what that last statement means, will not come anymore to any womb, means we will check out of this cycle of birth and death, of rebirth and reincarnation, whatever you want to label that. It will be no more. We will have finally united ourselves to what is ever beyond that. And so it's a very short teaching, but it's a profound teaching, because it basically says that if you just practice loving kindness alone and master it, you will have achieved everything that you need to achieve. And so let's just begin with our practice today. I invite you now to get into any relaxed or comfortable position. Most people do close their eyes, as it helps to turn our senses inwards. But of course, you don't have to. Keep your hands in any position that's comfortable for you. You can leave them folded in your lap or resting on any armrests, or just lying at your side if you're laying down. And if you notice any, sort of tension or tightness in your body, you can release any notable tension or tightness in the neck by maybe rolling your head or rolling your shoulders, whatever you need to just get a little bit more relaxed. And now we're going to begin by just taking a couple of deep, long breaths together. So let's begin by taking a long, deep breath in, and slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And take another long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And one more long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And now at this point, I invite you to please just allow your breath to settle to whatever its natural or regular rhythm is in this moment. So you're no longer controlling or regulating your breath, but just allowing the body to breathe however it wants to. So if your breath is fast, that's fine. If it's slow, that's fine. It doesn't matter. And what you're going to do is just take a moment now to try to witness it, try to observe it. Not judge it, not think, well, maybe if I'm breathing shallow, I need to take deeper breaths, or maybe I'm breathing too fast, let me slow it down. Those are all judgments. We're leaving the judging mind out of this, and we're just trying to be the witness, the observer of breath happening. By observing our breath, we're bringing ourselves into this moment a little bit more fully. because we don't breathe in the past and neither do we breathe in the future. Every breath we take is happening right here and now. The only agreement you make with yourself is that whenever the mind wanders, you just gently and lovingly just refocus yourself by just coming back to the breath. We don't get upset when the mind wanders. We just know it's doing what it's been conditioned to do, and that's think. All we do is gently refocus, not force ourselves to return back to the breath, but lovingly just encourage it to come back to the breath and come back to this moment. And now let us bring our awareness away from the breath and to our whole body, to our whole being. So I invite you to bring all your awareness and attention to yourself. And while your attention is on yourself, we're going to begin to offer ourselves our own loving kindness. This is where the practice starts. This is where it begins. And so I invite you to just silently repeat, or if you're alone, of course you can just whisper these or say them out loud if you wish, but just repeat these phrases after me. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And now please take a few moments to just continue to offer yourself your own loving kindness by continuing to silently repeat or offer yourself those well wishes. It's often recommended that as you're doing the practice to keep a slight smile on your face or a smile as you silently think or recite these words, these affirmations, these phrases of loving kindness. Because that smile on your face will actually help you to feel a little bit more loving, kind, happy, joyful in the practice. And whenever the mind wanders, we don't get upset. We just get the mind from wherever it went off to and gently refocus on ourselves, bring our attention and awareness back to ourselves. And just silently repeat to ourselves the words, the loving kindness phrases. Don't worry about where you were, just start again. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. If you wish to connect to yourself even more, you could gently rest your hand on your heart as you begin to say these phrases to yourself, offer these well wishes to yourself. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And connect to yourself even more by just gently resting that hand lovingly, attentively over your heart, keeping that smile on your face. Just do whatever feels right to you. The loving kindness practice starts with ourself because self-love, self-acceptance, befriending ourselves is so important. There are so many of us out there who have a sort of feeling that sometimes we're undeserving of things, unworthy of things. Don't love ourselves enough. But the truth is, it needs to start with us. How can we give love to someone else if we don't have love? Jesus said that the greatest commandment is to love God and to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Some people forget that as we love ourselves part. The Buddha said you can search this entire tenfold universe and you won't find anyone as deserving as your own love and compassion as yourself. And so the practice starts with us. And now we're going to begin to expand our loving kindness out. So I invite you now to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone that you love dearly, somebody that you love a lot. Now this can be somebody who's living or deceased, that doesn't matter. You just want to try to picture them in your mind's eye. Think about them as visualize, sense, or feel, or imagine them before you in some type of way. And now we're going to offer our loving kindness to the person that we love dearly by one of two ways. You can either just think of them and say the phrases, "May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful." Otherwise, if you want to make it a little bit more personal, you can insert his or her name into the statements and say, "May he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. May he or she be peaceful." Whichever feels right to you. And now I invite you to just take a moment to offer your loving kindness now. Send it out to the person that you love a lot by continuing to either silently offer them those well wishes, or if you're alone and by yourself, you can gently whisper them to this person. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And I encourage you again to continue on keeping that smile on your face as you do this practice. As you cultivate this loving kindness, the smile will it's often very helpful to keep that smile because it helps us to really feel love. It makes us feel good about what we're doing. And we shouldn't be going into not only our loving kindness practice, but any meditation practice. We shouldn't be going into it as looking at like it's some duty that we have to do, or a grim duty, or just something else we've added to our list of to-dos. Shouldn't be a forced practice. We should be entering it with a sense of playfulness, curiosity, joy. And that smile helps to do that. And whenever the mind wanders, just refocus again on that loving person, the person that you love a lot. And just start again. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And next I invite you to call now into your mind's eye somebody you know who might be having a difficult time right now, which there are many people who are, so you probably know someone who is. And by a difficult time, I mean mentally, emotionally, or of course someone who's suffering physically with a sickness, illness, or disease. Try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize them in any way possible in front of you. And if you know someone who might have maybe even just need a little bit of healing right now, someone with that sort of capacity or intentions, that's who we're sending this loving kindness out to now. Someone who's hurting, suffering in some way, going through some difficulty. And so once you've pictured them, imagined them, or sensed them, or feel them in front of you, or see them in your mind's eye, we now begin to send out our loving kindness to them in the same way as we did with that person we sent out the loving kindness to that we loved. And you can do this in one of two ways. Again, you could just say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Or you can personalize it if you actually know the person well and know their name by saying, may he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. May he or she be peaceful. Remembering to continue to keep your smile on your face as you go through the practice. Remembering that whenever the mind wanders, to not get upset, not get frustrated. Don't start thinking this is hard, my mind is so busy today, I'm a bad meditator. All those are judgments and doubts. Leave the doubting mind, the judging mind out of the practice. Just refocus on the person and just start again. And now we're going to begin to move into the part of the practice that for some becomes a little bit more difficult. It's often very easy to send out loving feelings of loving kindness towards people we love and people who are suffering. But now I'm going to ask you to call to mind, try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way possible someone of a neutral persuasion. And by neutral, I just mean someone who you have no feelings for, either good or bad. Someone who might just be a face that you see on a regular basis. Maybe I examples I often give is like a neighbor on your block or down your street that you don't really know well, you really know nothing about, but you see them regularly or wave to them maybe on your way to work. Or maybe if you walk a pet or walk your dog and there's someone, a jogger or someone at the park that you see on a regular basis, you can call them into your mind's eye. Or if you frequent a particular store or shop and you just see the same cashier or salesperson on a regular basis, you can think about maybe that person, someone with whom you have really no feelings for, either good or bad. And now we're going to send out our loving kindness towards this person. And you probably or may not know the person's name, so it's best to simply just say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And now just continue on, taking a moment now to offer your loving kindness to this person that you have imagined before you. When we get to this part of the practice, some people recognize and become aware right away that there is a little bit more of a sort of less intense feeling when we're sending the loving kindness towards this neutral person. And that's just allowing us to recognize, some of the ways that our altruistic or selfless love is a little bit impeded, not fully grown, maybe is a better word, not fully matured. Because we find it very easy to send out these loving kindness towards that loving person and also the sick person or the person who's going through difficulty, because we want them to not be sick or not be having that difficulty. So it's easy to be a little bit more compassionate for them. But now this neutral person who we don't really know and have no really feelings for, either good or bad, we notice a little bit of a less intensity. And so it's a good barometer. That's why this flow is very systematic. It helps us to see where our love needs to be cultivated, where it needs to grow. Are we able to radiate out boundless love towards all beings? That's why, again, when we come to this point especially, it's helpful to keep your smile on your face as we say to the person, may you be loved, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful. And just a reminder, when we send out these wishes, we're sending it out with an intention of, or a feeling of generosity. We're not demanding they have these things, but we're offering it to them when we say, may you be loved, with the same intensity and generous spirit that we would say, may you have a happy birthday. And now next, we're going to come to what is perhaps for some the most difficult part of the loving kindness practice. So I invite you now to try to sense, picture, imagine, feel, visualize in any way possible somebody from the present or your past that you might have had a hard or a difficult time getting along with. Someone who may have hurt you, used you, wronged you in some type of way. Now, if you're new to the practice or you're still a beginner in the loving kindness, please don't start with the most sort of hated or difficult person in your life. Choose someone who's perhaps a little bit more mildly troublesome, with whom you've just had maybe a bit of conflict, a little bit of an annoyance. Because if we start with somebody who is perhaps the most difficult relationship or experience we had, it can become overwhelming, and we need to allow the practice to be a little bit more manageable. Also, some people find it very easy to send out this loving kindness towards loving people, but then when we come to the difficult person, I don't want to do this. They've hurt me. They've harmed me in some type of way, and so I'm still carrying the baggage from that, and so it doesn't feel as free-flowing with this person. Well, please recognize that when someone acts badly towards us, they're also coming from a place of pain themselves. And we do this practice with the difficult person, not with a heavy heart, and not really because it's for them, but because it allows us the ability to explore ourselves gently, to see all our resistance, the ways we're holding back our compassion, the ways we're holding back our love, or the times and situations in which our hearts have been closed down. And all the way we're refusing to let go of the baggage that we're carrying from people and experiences. So through this practice, it's time to let that baggage go, to free ourselves, to unchain ourselves from the past so that we can move on. You may find yourself angry or upset when you think of this person. That's okay, that's natural, that's normal. We're in a human experience, these emotions will arise. But also recognize that change is possible. And as you become more comfortable in the loving kindness practice, you're likely to find that you can do it with some ease. You notice there's a relaxing of the heart. The heart slowly begins to open. And this part of the practice with this difficult person can actually be a very profound, challenging, and liberating, freeing process. So think of the person with difficulty and try your best to offer them your loving kindness. You can keep that smile on your face if possible, and just begin. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. You might notice the mind wandering a little bit more with this person. That's okay. That's natural too. Just try to refocus back on them and offer them the loving kindness. Start again from the beginning. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. If you find, though, that the thought of this person is really making you angry to the point that it's ruining your experience and you're getting angry, upset, or annoyed, I offer you the opportunity that in those moments to offer the loving kindness back to yourself, because really you're the one who's in need of a little bit of healing, a little bit of compassion in that moment. And now, last but definitely not least, we're going to offer our loving kindness out now to all beings, to all life everywhere in this universe. So now, once again, just please silently repeat these 4 following statements after me, or as I keep saying, if you're alone, you can whisper them or vocalize them if you wish, but just repeat, may all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. And now please take these final moments of our meditation to sincerely and wholeheartedly offer your loving kindness now to all beings, to all life, everywhere in this universe. Just continue to silently repeat and offer those well wishes, the sense of generosity to all beings everywhere, to all life everywhere, and know that there's life throughout the universe. This planet is alive. Stars are being born and dying. The universe is full of life. A little visualization that I share at this part, which I learned from a monk in a monastery in Bodh, was that when he did this end part, when he came to the end of sending out loving kindness towards all beings, he actually thought of himself like a radio transmitter and would send out waves of colored energy with each thought. So where he would say, may all beings be loved, he'd send out a colorful, maybe like red, since like a red heart is often a symbol of love, a red energy from himself throughout the entire universe in all directions. When he'd say, may all beings be happy, whatever color reminds you of happiness, you could send out a wave of that color in all directions throughout the universe. May all beings be healthy, a wave of another color, and may all beings be peaceful, a wave of another color. And please know that don't just run through this real fast. Don't be reciting these phrases as you do your loving kindness practice, like mechanically. We're trying to send them out with a little bit of feeling. And again, it's just, may all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. Whenever the mind wanders, just refocus yourself in your practice. Think about yourself sending out these phrases towards all beings everywhere, and just start again. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. And continue on, hopefully holding and carrying that smile throughout the entire practice, which will truly help you to feel and cultivate that loving kindness. Our meditation has come to its end. You may need to bring some gentle movement back to your body by beginning to wiggle your toes, even wiggle your fingers. You may want to stretch your arms or legs. If you're laying down, you may want to rock your body or roll it over onto one side. Or you might just want to take a couple of deep breaths just to bring your awareness back to the body and ground it in the room or whatever space you're in. And whenever you feel ready, slowly begin to open your eyes, make your way back into this space. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who have joined us today, and join us when you have the time on these Metta Medics meditations. It's only a community because of all of you. It's because of you that we're able to do this, and I thank you for, helping to expand your heart. As I was saying in the beginning, the Buddha said that this process is a liberation of the heart. The cultivation of love. Love itself is a liberation of the heart. It's freedom of the heart. And you know, through the practice, we are led to discover that selfless, altruistic heart of love that we have within us all. And you know, the cultivation of this is a way to direct ourselves to our true potential and send out that true, you know, boundless, radiant love towards all beings, which is, as I said also in the beginning, the most profound part of the practice, because it's said that whoever can do this is living a divine life. So I thank you for taking the time to try to cultivate that within you, because it's not only the greatest gift we could give ourselves, is coming from that true, authentic self, but it's the greatest gift we can give to the world. Next week, probably next Wednesday, I will try to do an evening session also. So we'll still have Monday and Friday, but I'm getting a lot that people are homeschooling their kids, people are working, people are sometimes busy at 9. And so I'm going to try to add a Wednesday next week at 7 o'clock, 7:30ish. I'll make the announcement on Monday. But I hope you can join us. I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you to all of you who are here today. KP, Gina, Lynn, and everybody else that's out there. Sorry, I can't scroll back now. But I appreciate it, and I love each and every one of you, all of you. I truly hope that each and every one of your days is truly filled with an abundance of love, happiness, and peace, and have a blessed and beautiful weekend. See you on Monday.